Mike, Eagles had a draft that was surprised fans, and I think it's because we look at these projections so much, and we see who's slotted there, and when they don't follow that pattern, we're sometimes frustrated.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I think that's a very good description of it. People, I mean, nobody knows for sure about these players. So you read what you read in the media. You read the sort of the consensus of the gurus, and then if your team disagrees with that, then you think you almost become like emotionally invested in. Everybody says that guy's no good or whatever. There is a big element of that in the way people perceive the NFL draft, and that reminds me of something. The NFL owes a huge debt to us, to the media, for making this NFL. Look at the TV ratings of the NFL draft and the people's perceptions, what they read, their analysis of the draft that you can find all over the media.
Dan Plack
plays a huge role in that, a humongous role in that. The NFL owes us a debt for that, as far as
I'm waiting for that check to come in.
There you go.
The draft had better ratings than Major League Baseball and the NBA playoffs.
By far.
The playoffs.
By far.
I said playoffs.
Playoffs.
I got to ask you sort of the bookends here. We had Brandon Graham, the number 1 pick for the Eagles, and we had a guy by the name of Kurt Coleman, Ohio State, and we had a guy in the middle, Matt Kafka, the quarterback from Northwestern. You're pretty familiar with these guys because you cover Penn State, Big Ten guys. Your impressions of their number 1 pick, Brandon Graham.
Graham is a quick guy, a little undersized for a defensive lineman in the modern game, but has tremendous numbers as far as like sacks and tackles for loss, big plays. He's a quick, athletic guy who makes big plays behind the line of scrimmage. Fits into the Eagle mold. That's what they like. They like quick. Maybe it's okay if he's a little undersized defensive players.
You're impressed. You're satisfied with what they got with that guy.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah. I would have gone safety, but if you're going to go with a pass rusher, that was a great choice.
He can do it.
Yeah.
Kafka, what do you think?
Kafka, I have always liked. He's a quarterback from Northwestern, good size and athletic, strong kid. Last year at Northwestern, Penn State would have been in some real trouble. He was lighting them up, and then he got hurt, and that kind of changed everything. Now, he has played in a system where he's in the shotgun all the time.
Right.
It's a spread. They're making real simple, quick reads. It's the kind of offense that supposedly does not prepare you that well for the NFL. He's going to have to learn to make drops and make decisions while doing the drops. That's a big thing. But as far as accuracy, as far as getting rid of the ball quick, as far as ability to read, he seemed terrific to me as a college player.
Hopefully, when Andy Reid is done, and he's learned this from Mike Holmgren, is you groom a young quarterback. They don't need him right away. This could be, even if he becomes good a few years from now, you can trade him.
He's absolutely a project.
Yeah, and it works well for that. The other guy you said you weren't familiar with is Kurt Coleman, the safety out of Ohio State.
Well, I mean,
that says a lot. It's the last pick.
Maybe I don't know if that says more about me or about Coleman, but I really don't remember him. I mean, I'm sure he's a fine athlete and everything if he was a starting corner for a couple of years at Ohio State.
What impresses me about him, he was a starting corner on Ohio State had a pretty good defense. They played in some big games over the years,
no doubt.
And he was one of their captains. So it says a lot about that pick there. Now, he's a little bit small, but we'll see. Overall, it does seem at times that Andy Reid thinks he's outsmarting everybody. He keeps trading back, and he's picking up players that had a history of injuries. And, well, you know why they fell in the draft? Because they were hurt, So we'll see how some of these pan out. They don't always pan out for this genius Andy Reid. And I also was surprised he didn't take a quarterback sooner. 4th round, 1 quarterback, and they could use guys. Asante Samuel doesn't tackle, and they just traded Sheldon Brown. So you think maybe they would have addressed that more. But they obviously have a plan. We'll see if it works.
Secondary would have been a little bit more of a pressing need to me.
Secondary was secondary.
There you go. Thank you, Stark.